Here we've head coach of the Women's Hobart Chargers, Mark Nash. And Mark, after what has been probably the longest off-season in the history of any sport, it's good to hopefully be back on court soon training for 2021.
It really is, and it's been an extraordinary off-season, a really late recruiting season that really now we're only seeing teams right across the country in NBL1 building their rosters, and sometimes for me I still think we're in 2020 expecting that squad to walk through the door, but we're excited. We'll get started in the next week or so, but we're really just finalising our roster now.
Speaking of recruiting, obviously the big announcement the last couple of weeks has been Ellie Collins. What are you expecting Ellie to bring to the team, and what sort of role are you expecting out of her this year?
Ellie's a really proven performer at this level. We're really looking at her playing on the wing this year to expand her repertoire and really showcase her skill set. A lot of the time in this level she's been playing out of position more in the power forward spot or even in the 5 spot a couple of years ago with Launceston in the finals just based on injury. But really want to get Ellie out of the wing and showcase what she can do. Very versatile player, one of the most prolific scorers, I think, at any level in the country as far as skill set goes. So, we're very thrilled to have Ellie back with the Chargers.
You mentioned about the difference, obviously 2020 to 21, there was the prospect of Shyla Hill being here, obviously a lot of restrictions, a lot of things going on. What are you expecting out of the recruiting process as far as trying to build a team, obviously building local, but is there anyone outside of Tassie, obviously you've got targets, are you wanting to keep it local, or are you still looking broader as far as the domestic is concerned, as far as recruiting?
Yeah, well, firstly with Shyla Hill, I think the WNBL season showed everything that we'd hoped for in NBL1 last year, and it was just fantastic to see Shyla, leading Townsville right through the championship game, and unfortunately they couldn't get over the Flyers. But Shyla had an amazing season and just such a hard-working player, and we really excited to watch her continue on, whether it's WNBA or Olympics. But our team will take a different look and feel this year. We're really excited that it will have a very local flavour to it. We are hoping to bring one of our favourite players back. There's no secret there with Kathleen that we're having ongoing conversations with her, and just depends around in and out of the country. That's really the only thing stopping that going forward. But Kathleen's someone we absolutely want to try and bring back. But the team will be very much players that have been in Tasmania before, but we have had conversations right across the country. A lot of interest, but we are looking at having an exciting team, different style of play than we would have had in 2020. But Chargers fans should be very excited with our women's program.
Massive off-season, as we mentioned, going almost 12 months. Obviously expecting a different level of fitness out of players upon their return. What can we be expecting to see out of our players upon their return to the practice court?
Yeah, well, when everything shut down last year, we had probably 2 or 3 months where everyone was just really focusing on work, immediate family responsibilities, schooling, whatever it was. And then around July, August, we actually did get back in the gym, which was fantastic. And under the direction of Michelle Chopping, who is just an amazing strength and conditioning coach and a resource that we have in basketball in southern Tasmania, was really pleased the way that the team got together, and we went right through till November. So a lot of work in the gym, at all aerobics, was fantastic, which set a good platform. There was a lot of basketball content towards the end of the year with the local midweek competition, state basketball league. So we were very purposeful of actually having some time off the court. So it's been a good couple of months now that our players can enjoy a summer, get the feet up, and now it's time for us to start thinking about getting back on track with just under 3 months until tip-off.
Obviously wanting to run with that local flavour, the game style, particularly if you're going to be focusing on the local flavour, not necessarily going to be that elite that you probably would have seen out of a more highly constructed team. Is there a particular style of play you're looking forward to this year as a team? Yeah,
well, if we look at the point guard spot as just one example, Shyla Hill's a high volume player that has the ball in her hand a lot of the game, so we'll play the point a bit more by committee this year. And again, players like Ellie can handle the ball, could bring the ball up under pressure, so we'll look a lot different. But certainly as far as being a high level team, we want to compete for a championship. While we'll look different on the court, our style of play will be different. We're really confident that we're building a team that can compete against the best in the NBL1 South.
Who do you feel are some of the local players that haven't really had the spotlight on them for the last couple of years that you think will really take a step up this year?
Yeah, well, there's a number of them, and there's quite a few players that are coming through from junior basketball level as well. So we're working very closely with Basketball Tasmania, which is great to say, well, what is the link and the pathway? There's hopefully the under-18 national championships going ahead in April, just before NBL1, so that'll be the focus for those athletes. And then the plan is for a number of those players, they could then transition into the Chargers squad. And really, it's too early to say, well, who's going to put their hand up? A lot of that will be determined with what happens on the training court, injuries and so forth. But there's certainly some exciting talent coming through that we'll see over the next couple of years in Chargers basketball.
Finally, championship is the ultimate goal, but what's your ultimate goal as far as success for the team that you want to see, obviously outside of a championship in 2021?
I think the main thing that we're really focusing on this year is that pathway. So we want the Chargers to be a destination club for players in southern Tasmania, and to be able to see a really clear link from juniors to club and association basketball here in Hobart and then through to the Chargers. So that'll be a medium to long term plan that we'll need to develop and really strengthen all those relationships with players. But really, success for us is as many people as we can get into the stadium, a great style of play, and seeing our local Tasmanian players really shining in a national comp.
Well, Mark, it sounds like it's going to be a unique and exciting season ahead for 2021. Thanks again for your time on Chargers TV, and we'll speak to you soon.
You're welcome, and great to have Chargers TV be back, and looking forward to a big season ahead.